Hey, what's up guys, Steven here, welcome back to another video. And well, have you ever thought about hosting your own website, building your own website? Well, as you might know, I'm doing TikTok now for 2 years, and on TikTok it's kind of difficult to place links. So what I want to do in this video is show you how to make your own website, which you can place in any bio, for instance, TikTok or Instagram, which can showcase your projects, portfolio, affiliate links or whatever. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, where do you host your website? What is the name of your website? Which CMS are you using? And I will guide you through all of that. Now let's go and let's get started with the basics. Alright guys, so we're now here on the computer and let me quickly tell you something about our project. Now a friend of mine is totally into custom keyboards, and one day he showed up at my place with like 20 keyboards and he was showing me them because I have a TikTok channel, I do hardware content, and he was like, yeah, you need to do a video on those keyboards. And I was like, okay, let's see it. And then I also kind of saw them, I felt how they feel to type, and I was like, damn, those things are really great. So now soon I'm reaching 1 million followers on TikTok, and I thought, why not do a community project? So we develop a product together, we bring it to life, we bring it to the market, and this will be a really, really awesome keyboard. Now there were many things in my head. Should we sell it ourselves? Do we need to have a shop? Where do we host it? Etc, etc. And the first thing I was just thinking about is I need a website for myself anyway as portfolio. I want to have a community space. I want to have a web shop, so all in once. So I came up with the idea of building a TECHMAGNET community hub. I guess there are many of you guys out there, you maybe have some idea and you want to sell something online, but it's kind of complicated, you don't know how to build a website. But guys, it's really, really easy. So you have several options. First of all, if you really don't want to worry about anything, of course you can use, for instance, something like Shopify. But I'm not really a Shopify fan because first of all, it's very limited in terms of functions. Second of all the data, it's still at Shopify. You don't have so much control. So I like to host myself and have full control over my projects. So this is why I chose to build a website based on WordPress. And the second thing you need to think about is, what is the name? Of course you need a domain and you need to have a web space. So the best thing is actually to get an all-in-one hoster. What I mean with that is basically some kind of service you pay, you get a domain, you get a web space, you get all the files to install your website. So you sign up for the service and you have everything to get started. And Hostinger is really great for this. Now here's a quick example at Hostinger for an all-in-one service. So right now they have, for instance, some deals that you can get a premium hosting plan from $350 a month, which is actually really cheap because it includes a free domain, lifetime Ssl encryption, DDoS protection, and all that at only $350 per month. Just a little example, for instance, I pay for my techmagnet.at domain, which is currently at a domain-only hoster, like up to $30 a year. And here at 30, for like around about $40 a year, I even get the lifetime SSL, which is usually another $20 just for the certificate, DDoS protection. You get the whole web space. So this is a really incredible offer. So Hostinger price to performance is really top. And also guys, Hostinger, who sponsored this video today, also provided a code for our community. The code is called TECHMAGNET. You can find a link to the deal down below in the description. And with that code, you can get the web hosting for below $3 a month. So make sure to check it out. Absolutely worth it. So once you signed up for a hoster and you already checked if the domain you want to use is free, then you can actually go and claim the domain. But then there is another question. How are you going to build your website, especially if you don't have any knowledge about building websites? So I'll show you a little trick how I started and basically built all my online shops myself and gained a lot of experience. Of course, the first websites, you will probably fail a lot and will take a long time, but now I can simply build a website in a couple of hours. So there's a website that's called Envato Elements, and basically in there you can find WordPress templates, so WordPress themes. Also, for instance, Hosting has something which is really interesting. This is the Ssl website builder, so you can create the beautiful website in minutes. So as you can see, do not feel like coding, create websites with Ssl. And basically you can just use this website builder here if you want to build something basic. But for me, I chose to go with WordPress because I want to also customize some things and use some special plugins for that as well. And on Envato, basically, if you go to web templates and you just need to search for WordPress theme. So here, just search for WordPress theme, and there you find a lot of themes. For instance, right now I saw many NFT websites, so also especially for agencies, for local businesses, you can find really pre-made websites which you just have to install, so follow the documentation, and it's really easy. Also, Hostinger is WordPress optimized, so they basically optimize the whole hosting experience that WordPress runs super fast and reliable on it, and to be honest, it runs super smooth. I also have a root server. It's in France. We run around 8 websites on the root server. But the root server is around €60 a month, has of course a lot of RAM because there are some websites that have a lot of traffic, a lot of online shops, so it needs to be really, really strong. But also if you want to have something really strong here, you can simply just go and upgrade your plan. So on the hosting, as you can see right now, you can actually see my plan here. So the premium plan, the server is in Europe. And basically I can just go here to, for instance, upgrade, and here, as you can see plenty of different plans. So currently I have the business shared hosting, so it's basically for small businesses, but once your website keeps growing, you can simply go in there, you can upgrade your plan, and you don't lose any of your data. So this is, for instance, for high traffic and e-commerce websites, and you see up to 100,000 visits monthly. And here you can see basically some recommendations. So you can run up to 100 websites, around 25,000 visits monthly. And also something that's important, always choose a hoster that has unlimited traffic. There are still some hosters out there that are kind of ripping off with some meter traffic. So once your traffic is over, then nobody can access your website, which is ridiculous, just in case your users are spiking or something. So with Hostinger, that's not the case, and that's really good. So once you decided with CMS you're using, I can really recommend WordPress from the beginning. You can build so many amazing things with it, and just get started with a basic theme, which will, with the demo content, just build your whole website, which you just have to customize. Or if you really want to build just something simple, you can also do it in the Hostinger website builder. So I haven't claimed my free domain on Hostinger because I was using my own domain. Of course, you can use domains which you have somewhere else at some domain hoster. That's not a problem. The Ssl certificate, if you run, for instance, I run a root server also with Plesk, the Ssl certificate, I have to buy one, I have to integrate it. It's very, very complicated, and it's not very cheap. The good thing here is that everything is set up already, and to activate SSL, it's just one simple click. So nowadays, if you have a website without SSL, it looks very bad, it looks super shady. So please also pay attention if you're building any project website, and especially building a web shop, that you have SSL for sure integrated. Alright, then let's have a closer look on how I built the website. So basically I will show you quickly here what's included in the hosting, so what's also important maybe to see. And if you scroll down here, you can actually see the auto installer. Now, usually when you want to install WordPress on your own web space, you have to download all the WordPress files, you have to fire up an FTP, then copy all the files. You can maybe do something wrong because you don't copy all the files, or you set the wrong permissions, and then your website has some issues. But here it's really cool, it's called the auto installer. So just in case you want to install WordPress or WordPress plus Woocommerce like I did for the web shop, it's just a simple press and it installs it itself. You just enter the password and then you can log in straight to the dashboard. But of course, Hostinger also has a selection of other CMS systems, as you can see. So you can choose here from the list and install all of that with one click. Also OpenCart for free web shops. So it's really cool that everything is integrated. PrestaShop, as you can see, so many things in there. But for me, it's the main important thing is WordPress and Woocommerce, and this is also where Hostinger is specialized in. So once you have installed WordPress, set up your SSL, set up your account, you chose the theme you want to use. There are several other things, but in the beginning it's not so important to know about all that, especially database access. So in the beginning you probably don't need to do that. You can just switch on the auto backups, it will do backups automatically, and you don't need to worry about that. So if you really don't know how to set up a website, you're probably not watching this video anyway, but here I'm just for the people that are a little bit more experienced. As you can see, there's also SSH access, PHP configuration, so as you can see 7.4 on all of them, so everything up to date. That's looking pretty good. I'll now just show you a little bit of my website. To be really honest, we were really busy with still testing out the product, so we have all the switches, a bunch of keyboards in the back there. And I didn't do so much on the website yet, but this is basically how I want to do it. So I chose the Gecko theme. Now, if you have a closer look here, for instance, you search for the Gecko theme on Envato Elements, then this is exactly the theme I'm using. So you need to think about, do you want to host a web shop? Then search for a theme that's Woocommerce compatible if you're using WordPress. And this is basically how it looked before. So you can actually see here, for instance, a demo. And which one do I have? I think it's this one here. So it's an esports theme. Now I do a lot of gaming on TikTok, so it needs to be something that looks like gaming. And by default, it's just filled with a lot of crap, a lot of demo content, which makes absolutely no sense. But within actually maybe 1-2 hours, I customized it a little bit like this. So as you can see, different pictures in there. I put in some of the text like, hey, there's the custom keyboard, there will be more information. There will be also a blog where we document our journey on how we develop the custom keyboard. Right now there's still just demo content because I need to write it. But anyway, you see, doing a website is really, really easy. But the question is, how do you actually modify the WordPress website? Now, most of those themes come with a page builder. This could be WP Bakery, this could be Elementor. And I was not a big fan of Elementor, but now in the last 2 days I tried it out and I have to say, it's really, really convenient. So if you added your page with Elementor, as you can see right over here, this is basically just like filling out some Excel sheet or whatever. So you just click on there what you want to change. You can see here, for instance, like this, I can change the title like latest gaming news. And just like this, you navigate yourself around there. You just try out things. Once you mess something up, you can actually even restore the revisions. Here actually the revisions. So you can just go back to the basic and just start all over again. So I think using WordPress and a page builder just in the beginning, if you have no clue what you're doing, is a very good way to basically learn how it works and how to get content on your website, which is really important. Of course, the legal thing is also very important. Now, of course, there were GDPR rules in place since I think last year, many of them. So you need to have a privacy policy. All of those things you can generate online. There are many websites for that, especially from some lawyers. So they offer the free service of generating something. If you want to be 100% sure, you can always go to a lawyer, but this will take you some cash for it to check them. And yeah, once you have filled out this, this is also really important, the privacy policy. It's also good that Hostinger gives you the option to choose the server where you want to host it. For instance, I'm from Europe. The rules here are kind of strict, so I chose also that the server where I'm hosting my website, so where all the data goes, is in Europe, and the server here from Hostinger, it's in Netherlands. Of course, I could also have chosen USA, just depending on what I want, where my audience comes from, so where I'm basically staying. So you can do this from all over the world and choose the server from Hostinger depending on your location. And as you can see here, they have South America, Europe, Asia, North America, and much, much more. Also, there are some YouTube tutorials for WordPress. You can see it right over here, Learn With Us. So also, I really recommend watch some tutorials online. Once you get the hang of it, building websites has never been easier. All right, but what about the backend? How do you put in products? Well, this is just a little crash course to give you an overall idea what to think about. Not an in-depth tutorial, but basically with WooCommerce you can sell things really easily. It's not that easy as Shopify because you need to put in all the payment providers and set this up yourself with APIs and something, but at least you have the control over your data, and I think that's much nicer than using Shopify, and hosting yourself is much cheaper, especially 1 year of hosting is like cheaper than 1 month of Shopify. So basically, in WooCommerce, you can actually list all your products, and this is very, very similar to Shopify, But then you just have to basically display them on your website, which is the job of the theme. So the theme has some pre-configured pages like a shop or products, and this will then display all the products you have set up basically in here. And yeah, that's really how simple you can get started to sell products, especially also for pushing content. Of course, you can create pages. All this is based on templates. So if you, for instance, want to create a new page, I just go to create new page right now, and there we go. Then you have here the text editor where you put in all your text. So this is just for basic to put in text, or you can even do it with the page builder Elementor. So if you want to have some graphics in there, maybe some other things, then you can just drag and drop them directly in here. So for instance, here, if you want to have Google Maps in there, I just drag and drop the maps in there, and you see it's as simple as that to build a website nowadays. Of course, for basic websites, those page builders, you can do already a lot of things. Especially in our web shops, we had to do many custom things with CSS to basically adjust the design. Also, some functions, there are only very expensive plugins you have to buy. But if you know a little bit of coding, you can actually make simple things on your own. But if you don't, then you mostly rely on plugins, which you have to buy extra to extend the features of WordPress to make some other things happen. Like, I don't know, if you want to run, for instance, a forum or something on your website, or some advanced commenting chat system, there are really solutions for everything on WordPress. And this is what makes WordPress personally for me so great, because it's like a huge sandbox with a lot of functions included. Alright, so that's a little bit just behind the scenes, how to get your business idea started, how to do it yourself, because I know in the beginning the cash is very tight. You want to spend the cash only on the necessary things, and building the website on your own really saves a lot of money and gives you some skills for the future as well. Once you build the second or third web shop, you already know many things for that. So this will be the website very soon. So the launch will be, I guess, in 2 weeks, and then it will look probably very different. So stay tuned for that. And to come back to the keyboard project, we actually did a quick survey on TikTok. So I asked my community what kind of keyboard they want, and we got 35,000 responses. So that's a lot. And yeah, it shows basically that most of the people want a TECHMAGNET keyboard, so a 10 keyless. Also, there is almost as much people that want a 60%, so a kind of small keyboard without the arrow keys. And the price point, this is gonna be very difficult. So this is also why we try to save a lot of bucks, because most of the people are kind of young on TikTok, but still have also followers that are in the same age like me. They can spend more, but the majority, of course, doesn't want to spend more than 100 euros, which is challenging. And then we have another group. It's also a big group, 30%. It's like 10,000 people, guys, that want to spend like 100 to 150. So there we have some more room to work on some more premium keyboard. But maybe we'll also do some limited batches, because there's like 5 to 8% that will spend 150 to 300 euros, and still up to 10% from 35,000 people. That's like 3,000 people. We can work on that. So this month will be really interesting. We are trying to make this project happen as soon as possible, and with the thanks of Hostinger, who's also sponsoring this video today, I'm actually set to get this started. And sorry guys, I didn't have a lot of sleep, because really developing something like that is not easy. You have to talk to the suppliers, you have to do a lot of research on the product, you have to do a lot of research on what the customers want. So it's very challenging, and once the website is ready, at least there's one thing I can tick from my box and totally focus on the product. Also, another benefit, especially getting a hoster instead of hosting yourself, is the maintenance. So there are auto plugin updates, there is backups, and if you host that on your own on a root, you are totally responsible for everything, to look in there, to do the backups. Of course, you can automate that. I'm not saying that you cannot do this, but it's like just more complicated, and the chances that something fails, like I don't know how often I messed up already our web shop and my colleague got really mad, is definitely higher than having an all-in-one service provider. Alright, so that's it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet on TikTok, make sure to check it out and follow our journey on how we just build an awesome TECHMAGNET community keyboard. I'm really so excited, guys. And yeah, now I have to go back and play with some switches and try out some more things. Anyhow, big thanks for watching. If you have any questions, like how I can help you, if you also have an idea on how to get your business started and you don't want to just pay someone to do it, you need some advice, then feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. I'm doing this now for 5 years and I'm really glad to share at least a little bit of my knowledge. It's also not that pro, but I think we got many things done without spending a lot of money, and those things work. Alright guys, so big thanks for watching this video today. As always guys, I'm Steven from TECHMAGNET and I'm signing out. Bye.